affect the next financial statement that you need to do. Okay. So let's talk about income statement. So sometimes called profit and loss statement or the statement of economic performance. It is the first financial statement that an accountant or bookkeeper should do. It shows the nominal accounts, revenue, and expenses. So the content of income statement would be the revenue and expenses accounts only. Revenues and expenses. So wala na pong iba. That's why it was called the profit and loss statement. So in general, the income statement will show you how much profit does the company earned for a specific period of time. Magkano ba ang kinita niya? Magkano ang gross? Magkano ang ginastos? At magkano ang natira? Okay?
If your minor is what invests in the Philippine stock market, then let me show you how. Let's use Coal Financial as an example. You want to click open an account, and then you click sign up. For you to open
Okay. So it can be simply calculated by the formula revenue less expenses equals to profit or loss. Bakit po profit or loss? It's because you get a net profit when your revenue exceeds your expenses. Your revenue is greater than your expenses. You incur a loss when your expenses is greater than your revenue. Okay, so that's the simple formula. Yung kinita mo, ibawas mo lahat ng ginastos mo, then that will be your gross profit. Just like salary. Your gross salary less your deductions, that will be your net salary. Okay, so ganun po yun. But in this case, revenue less expenses. So income statement. So how do we do the income statement? First, you're going to write the company, the name of the company, and then the term income statement, and then the phrase for the month ended January 31. Or depende sa month.
money management method is saying split your money into different accounts.
Miss Layub, paki-silent, paki-mute naman po. Thank you. For the month ended. Okay? So depende po kung ano po yung month na specification po ng transactions po natin. Okay, so the first item that you're going to write is your revenue account. Kung sales yan, o di sales po ang nakalagay dito. Kung tutorial revenue, o di tutorial revenue. Depende po kung ano po yung klase ng revenue account na nakalagay po dyan. And then as you notice, I use 2 columns. So, kung ito yung first column, ito yung second column. So, I put the amount of the revenue account on the first column. On the second column. Okay? And then, less operating expenses. So, remember, itemize po ang mga expenses po natin. So, yan. Rent expense, salary. So, yan. Ito total mo lang. That will be your total operating expenses. So, saka mo ipapantay dun sa revenue. So, revenue less the total operating expenses, that will give you your net income or net loss. Okay? Siyempre, meron pong mga multiple step, income statement, and everything. Kasi meron pang mga other income. But, para sa atin, it would come up with income less revenue less expenses. Yun yung pinaka-general na formula for income statements. For higher accounting, of course, there are also other introductions of other incomes, taxes. So yun po. Especially sa corporations. Normally sa corporation, net income would be net income before tax and then ileless yung tax and then net income after tax. But all the while, the formula will always be revenue less expenses. Kinita mo, ibawas mo lahat ng ginastos mo. Okay? After the income statement was made, the next thing that you need to do is the statement of owner's equity. The statement of owner's equity shows the increase and decrease of owner's capital, yung movement ng capital ng may-ari. Tumaas, bumaba. Okay? There are different terms or there are different um, accounts um, that might affect the capital. It includes withdrawal, additional investment, net income, and then net loss. Okay? There are different terms that we can use in creating this statement depending on the type of organization the company has. For sole proprietorship, we call it a statement of owner's equity. For partnership, we call it as the statement of partner's equity. And for corporation, we call it as the statement of shareholders' equity or stockholders' equity. Okay? So how do we do the statement of owner's equity? This pattern that I will be showing you is the generic. Okay? It can be changed. Depende dun sa necessity. Okay? So normally it will start with owner's capital beginning, and then you're going to add the increase in capital. The increase in capital may include the additional investment and net income. So, ayan na yung total capital mo for the meantime. Less decrease in capital. Yung decrease in capital may be from the owner's withdrawal or net loss. So, total decrease in capital. So, ibawas mo lang yon, then that will be your owner's capital ending. May nagre-request daw. Wait lang ha. Okay. Wala, Facebook. Okay. Yung sinabi ko kanina, ito yung generic. Ito na yung, kumbaga, ito yung supposed na makikita sa mga sa statement of owner's equity mo. Pag wala pong additional investment or wala pong owner's equity, okay, wala pong owner's equity. Wait lang. I mean, wala pong owner's capital beginning kasi nagkakaroon lang po ng beginning capital kung yung transaction mo has a trial balance bago ka pa mag-start. So for example, January 31, so gumawa tayo. So meron tayong makukuha na owner's capital ending. Pagdating ng February 1, pag gumawa ka na ulit ng financial statement ng February, yung beginning capital mo manggagaling dun sa ending capital ng January. Okay? Kasi ito transfer mo yon. So ganun po yon. So kung wala pong beginning capital, then you can always write the initial investment kung magkano ba yung initial investment ng may-ari. So initial investment, add increase in capital. Kung wala nang additional, then pwede mo nang i-omit yan. Pwede mo nang tanggalin. Kung wala ring net income, pwede mo ring tanggalin. So depende po yan, guys. For example po, wala pong nagkaroon ng net income pero therefore walang net loss. So tatanggalin mo na lang yung net loss. 'Di ba? For that specific period, kung wala ring withdrawal, then tatanggalin mo na lang yung withdrawal. Okay? So the first thing that you are going to do is the income statement. The next one is the owner's equity. So as you notice, connected po yung dalawa. So yung makukuha mo na net income po dito or net loss sa baba, magre-reflect po dun sa statement of owner's equity. Okay? Next is, yung cash flow kasi sometimes hindi na siya ginagawa since andyan naman po yung ledger ng cash flow. So for example, sa general ledger mo ng cash, wait lang. Sa general ledger mo ng cash, meron kang 40,000 doon na balance. Pagdating ng cash flow, ganun lang din. Kukunin mo lang yung ending balance na 40,000. So let's skip that for now, but still in the national assessment, you're going to do that one. As of now, hindi muna siya yung necessity na kailangan natin agad gawin since ang ang purpose lang naman niya, pinapakita lang po niya yung outflow ng cash. But in general, you want to get the balance, the ending balance of cash. In general, if you want to get the ending balance of cash, then you can look at your general ledger for cash. Okay? So after that, after doing the statement of owner's equity, you are going to proceed with the balance sheet. Sometimes called as the statement of financial position or statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. It shows the movement in the real accounts. So kung matatandaan nyo kanina, yung income statement, those are nominal accounts. We have the revenue and expenses. But this one, balance sheet, we have the real accounts. We call it as real account because it truly exists in the company's ledger. Assets, talagang merong mga terms for assets, liabilities, and then capital. While the other one, nominal account, because it's just a temporary account. Why is it temporary? Since, for example, withdrawal. So withdrawal is considered as a temporary account. It's because for a specific period, there might be a withdrawal, and for another specific period, pwedeng walang withdrawal. So kung for January, meron siyang withdrawal, pagdating ng February, wala siyang withdrawal, then you don't need to use the withdrawal account. While real accounts, whatever the case, from January, laging andyan yung cash, laging andyan yung receivable. So hindi siya nawawala. Okay? So the balance sheet normally follows the accounting equation, assets equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. Yung owner's equity, napapalit-palitan lang po yan. Pwede kasing equity lang or pwedeng capital. Pero para-parehas. There are different types of balance sheet. We have the account form or the horizontal line of reporting, and then the report form or the vertical line of reporting a balance sheet. Okay? Horizontal line of reporting, it follows assets na sa kaliwa, liabilities and capital na sa kanan. So just like this one, this is an account form of reporting the balance sheet. So assets na makikita nyo nandito sa left side, liabilities and owner's equity na sa right side. So how do we do the balance sheet? Ganun din po yung sa pinaka-heading. Name of the company, the word balance sheet, and then as of. So assets. So we have under assets, meron tayong current assets at saka non-current assets. Current assets, non-current assets. Okay, so tandaan niyo po yun. So ganun po ang uunahin. Current assets muna, ilalagay mo lahat. So meron tayong total current assets. Non-current assets, bakit po ang purpose hindi ko pinagpapantay-pantay? Kasi para makita mo kung sino ang i-add mo. Di ba? So kung ito, pinagpantay mo yung cash at saka inventory, it means that you're going to add them. So, add or subtract. Since itong total current assets at saka total non-current assets, pinagpantay mo siya, minaximize mo yung sa column, then pwede mo siyang i-add. Di ba? Kung hindi mo naman siya pinagpapantay, then you can use parenthesis para indicate kung magsasubtract ka, kung bawas ba siya, or dagdag. Kung bawas lang, parenthesis ang gagamitin. Okay? So non-current, so ito total mo lang yung total current plus total non-current, that will be your total assets. So ngayon naman, liabilities and owner's equity. So under liabilities, meron kang current liabilities at saka non-current. So ito total mo lang din po lahat yon to get your total liabilities. And then we have the owner's equity ending. So saan po ito manggagaling? Manggagaling po ito sa statement of owner's equity. Kung magkano po yung ending balance po doon, ita-transfer mo lang po dito. Makukuha mo na po yan. So pag tinotal mo ang liabilities at saka owner's equity, you have your total liabilities and owner's equity. It should be balanced with total asset. If there is an unbalanced account, or amount, then there might be wrong with your process. So at the end, kailangan po balance ang assets sa liabilities and owners equity. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. I'm just going to open one file and then let's try to do that one. Financial statements. Okay, ito. Okay. Saan po manggagaling ang mga amounts na kukunin? Wait lang ah. Financial statements. Okay. Let's take Mr. Cho training. Mr. Cho Training Center. Okay. As I have said, in your trial balance, without a balanced amount of the debit and credit, then you cannot proceed with your financial statements. It's because at the end of the balance sheet, for sure hindi mo mababalance yung balance sheet. Okay? So let's do this one. So, ano po ba ang income statement? It's just revenue and expenses. So, titingnan mo lang yung revenue mo, ibabawas mo lang yung mga expenses, di ba? Ayan. Ay, wala ko. So, ayan lang. So, all you need to do is to copy that one. Revenue, tutorial revenue, 132,000, less operating expenses, utilities, salaries, SSS, miscellaneous, advertising, taxes. So, i-total mo yan. That will be your total operating expenses. So, revenue less expenses. So, 132,000 minus 119,900, then that will be your net income. O, diba? As simple as that. Ang dali, di ba? Basta, balance to, yung trial balance. Eh kung hindi mo balance yan, naku, hindi ka pa pwede gumawa nito, di ba? And next is the owner's equity. So how do we do the owner's equity? So kung mapapansin nyo dito, may mga blanco. Let's remove those blanks. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na generic yung binigay ko. So there are cases wherein you don't need to write those things kasi hindi naman siya necessary pang ilagay dahil nga wala wala naman siyang mga ganung account. Okay? So hindi mo na siya kailangang ilagyan. Okay. So, initial investment, saan po nanggaling? Iyon po yung Mr. Cho Capital. Since kaka-start pa lang niya, so we call it as initial investment. So, 350,000. Add increase in capital. Ano po ba yung nakuha natin dito? Net income, di ba? Sa income statement. So, yung 12,100 na yan, ito-transfer mo dito sa owner's capital. So, kung mapapansin nyo, merong net income na 12,100. So, ito total mo lang 350 plus 12,100, that is 362,100. Less decrease in capital. Meron ba siyang withdrawal? Yes, meron siyang withdrawal. Ito po yun. So, 5,500. So, 362,100 less 5,500 will give you 356,600. So, manggagaling lang po yung amount dito sa trial balance po natin. Ngayon naman, yung balance sheet. So, ito, di ba, ayan. O, yung highlight ko. Ayan, yung itong naka-yellow, nawala na yan, nailipat na natin. So, ngayon naman, ito naman ngayon ang gagawin natin. So, how are we going to do that one? Dito na yan sa balance sheet. Unahin po natin yung mga assets. Current assets. Ano ba pag sinabing current? Yun po yung mga assets na madali. Okay, ganito na lang. So lahat, ang easily identified kasi, non-current assets. Yung mga non-current assets natin, equipments, yung mga pangmatagalan. Equipments, furnitures and fixtures, vehicles, alam mo yun, yung magtatagal sa company. So the rest, i-consider mo na as current assets para hindi kayo malito. So kagaya nito, supplies. Siyempre, supplies, hindi na. Pero pagdating ng furnitures and fixtures, magtatagal na to. So maybe, this, yung naka-red na yan, sila po yung mga non-current assets natin, di ba? So ang gagawin mo lang, ilipat mo lang ulit to cash. Kung mapapansin nyo, cash. 1346, accounts receivable, supplies. So ayan lang po yan, nilipat ko lang. So pag tinotal ko yan lahat, meron ako makukuha na 316,600. Okay? Ngayon, non-current naman, merong dalawa. Furnitures and fixtures, and then computer equipment. So pag tinotal ko, meron akong makukuha na 63,000. If I'm going to add the two, 316,600 at saka 63,000, then my total asset will be 379,600. So tapos na yon. Ngayon naman, pumunta tayo kay liabilities and owner's equity. So liabilities, current liabilities, itong accounts at saka notes payable. So ito total ko, 5,000, 18,000, so merong 23,000. Bakit ko po nilagay na total liabilities na lang? Kung matatandaan nyo sa format, meron total non-current, total current liabilities. Since wala siyang non-current, so I don't need to write that one. So jump ako sa total liabilities. And then, owner's equity ending. Saan po ulit nanggaling ito? Nanggaling po yan sa nakuha natin na amount. Wait lang. Nakuha natin yan, 356,600. Dito po yan natin nakuha. Ayan po, 356,600. O, ayan. Yan po yung ending capital. Okay? So, dito natin ilalagay. So, if we're going to add total liabilities plus total equity, so ang makukuha natin is 379,600. So, if we're going to check that one, so parehas po sila ng amount. 379,600, 379,600. So this is the account form. Ano naman yung report form? So ganito lang po ang itsura ng report form po natin. Ayan lang. Okay. Total assets. Ayan po. Ngayon, liabilities and owner's equity. Ganyan lang. Horizontal alignment. Okay? May question po. Who wants to ask question or meron kayong i-clarify?
Sir, ako po.
Ay, yes, Miss Neil.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Tanong ko lang po, sir, saan po nakuha net income po? Yung sa income.
Ano?
Yung sa net income po, saan po siya nanggaling, kumbaga?
Saan dito? Dito sa owner's equity?
Yes po, sir.
Di ba ang una po natin gagawin na statement is the statement of income. Income statement. So sa end result po ng income statement, meron po tayong nakuha na net income.
Dun po bali makuha. Okay po, sir. Thank
Yes
you.
po. Tapos ngayon po, itong net income na yan, yun yung ililipat mo sa owner's equity. Ayan po, parehas po sila 12,100. Yun po man.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, sige. Sino pong
Ako po.
yes, Miss Faith? Miss Faith muna. Ma'am G, wait lang ha, Miss Faith muna.
Ano po, yung narinig ko po kasi kanina sa net income po, yung asset po, may minus lang yung expenses po ba? Tama po ba yun?
Revenue, ma'am. Revenue.
Sa revenue, yung revenue niya. Minus
Yes.
po yung ano po.
Expenses.
Revenue minus expenses. Okay po.
Yan po yung income statement po natin. Revenue less expenses po. Okay.
Okay po, thank you po.
Sige. Miss Angeli, Miss Gadil.
Sir,
Yes, Miss Angie.
kailan po yung mga sir? Possible na assessment namin. Anong month?
March po ang sinabi sa akin.
March.
First week ng March.
Okay, sir. Online, sir? Ganito rin or kailangan po
I'm not yet sure, ma'am,
Okay,
kung
sir.
paano po yung assessment. Hindi pa clarify sa akin ni Ma'am Leia.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yung ginagawa po natin, we are just doing the service business. We're still going to have another discussion on merchandising. So once na natapos ko po hanggang post-closing trial balance, saka pa tayo gagawa ng merchandising. Okay? So maybe tomorrow matatapos ko na. And then by Wednesday siguro mag-discuss ako ng adjusting at saka ng statement of cash flows. And then after that, merchandising po tayo, which is the content of the national assessment, the merchandising business. Pero rest assured po, the same lang, halos the same lang po siya. Meron lang pong nababago na terms. Okay? Question pa po, sino pa pong gustong magtanong?
Sir, excuse me po, pa-question po.
Yes. Yes, Ms. Chua.
Di ba sir, una kukunin muna natin yung income statement. Number 1.
Yes,
After
po.
no trial balance. Then next po yung owner's equity. Then next
Yes,
po
miss.
is balance sheet. Ano po yung sunod, sir? Na hindi ko na chat down eh.
Yun po yung pinaka-major financial statements po natin. Yung statement of cash flows po, it's in between. Basta po ang pinakauna, kasi 4 po yun, di ba?
Opo.
4 po talaga yun. Statement of income statement, statement of owner's equity, statement of cash flows, and then statement of balance sheet. So yun yung 4.
Cash
So
flow
in-skip lang po muna natin yung cash flow. Okay?
Bagay.
Pero ang position po ng income statement at saka balance sheet, unang income statement, panghuli ang cash flow. Balance sheet. Una ang income statement, panghuli ang balance sheet. Yung
Okay.
pangalawa at saka pangatlo, bahala ka na doon. Pwede mag-interchange kung anong gusto mong unahin. It's okay. Wala pong problema.
Okay po.
So yun.
Pero sir, 'di ba yung lahat lang naman 'di ba from trial balance, manggagaling lahat sa
Yung mga amounts na ilalagay mo doon.
pag ginawa tong
And then of course,
maliban dun sa ending last month. Parang ganoon.
yes po.
Okay,
Yes po.
sige po.
Kumbaga, yung original na amounts manggagaling po sa trial balance. May mga
Opo.
additional amount lang po kagaya po ng net income na ita-transfer mo pagdating sa owner's equity at saka yung ending capital na ita-transfer mo sa balance sheet. Okay?
Okay po. Sige, sir. Thank you, sir. Clear naman po. Thank you.
Sige. Okay. Sino pa pong merong gustong itanong? Kung wala po, pa-open po ako ng mga camera at magpi-picture taking po tayo. Habang fresh pa ako. Ayan, ka-fresh naman nila. Ang fresh nyo naman, sino po mag-screenshot? Smile! 1, 2, 3. O, isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. Thank you guys and have a nice evening. Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.